to do is welcome Eric Wilson to the conversation. Good morning, sir.
Wow. Mr. Snow, good morning. Snowman in the morning. I I feel your frustration, but I figured today you would be a happy man.
That was the opening.
Okay.
I had to get that one off my chest. We got more to talk about with this wild card matchup, and I'm glad you're here, man.
Look, it's like it's like what they say in Pulp Fiction. Look, I'm happy if the wife's happy.
Cole, Cole, you ain't never lied, my brother. You ain't never lied.
So both of our teams are in.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congrats to the
Thank
49ers
you.
and Eagles. Yes.
Thank you. Now, I've been bombarded this morning by Cowboy fans.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I have been bombarded by Cowboy fans.
So what we going to Super
Already.
Bowl lunacy have you heard already? What Super Bowl?
Already calling the
What-
49ers a bump in the road on the way to Los Angeles. Eric, Cole, gentlemen, you heard it here first. Hey, Dallas, we coming for that ass. I believe
Brian.
in my heart that we're going to stomp a mud hole in that ass and walk it dry.
Hey, Brian, my brother, let me just say this to you first off. As always, it is a pleasure to be a part of Snowman in the morning. Let me get that off my chest first and say that. Secondly, allow me to kind of help ease your pain and your worries that you may have, which I know you don't, but I still want to help you out
Allay
here.
allay
Because
the other fears he might have. Yes.
Go with
Because
it.
here's the thing, my brother. You have to understand something. You and I, we are sensible.
Mhm.
We are rational.
Yep.
We also are realistic
Yep.
when it comes to our respective teams, the
Correct.
Eagles and the 49ers.
Correct.
We give them all the praise when they succeed,
Mm-hmm.
but we also get in that ass when we need to
Yes.
remind them of who they need to be. Dallas
Mhm.
fans don't do that. See,
Mhm.
Dallas
Oh, no.
fans,
Nope.
they find every excuse in the
Man.
We're going to Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
and when they win, all you hear is, "You see what we did? We're gonna do that to your team and your team and your team." And okay, stop, pump the brakes,
Yeah, we made
Please.
how many rings you got?
Please pump the brakes.
please. So, I say all that to say to you, Brian, it's just noise.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it bother you. Don't let it interrupt your
It's a-
flow,
It's
your mojo. Bruh, just let it fall off your back like water from the shower, because
Mhm.
that's all they are. They wet behind the ears.
Yep.
They don't know what they're talking about. And I'll give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
Is y'all
This
America's team?
team, when properly constructed from top to bottom, can be a viable force. However,
Mm-hmm.
they have chinks in
Oh, yeah.
their armor.
Big
They-
ones.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
No! I'll
Uh-oh.
stop right there. No! The Cowboys have one chink in their armor,
Yep.
and that's the only chink they need, and that is the coach who leads them,
Yep.
Mr. Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy.
Okay. All right.
And
All
the
right.
other chink in the armor is something I've said all season. They depend on Dak too much.
And that falls in line with McCarthy. I'm sorry, Eric. Go ahead. Sir.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Please, little brothers, do. We talking. It's all love, man.
Mm-hmm.
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 What I say to you is this. You have, right now, Brian, your team, the San Francisco 49ers, are going to have to, unfortunately, do the childish antics
Yeah.
of Dallas Cowboy fans.
Mm-hmm.
We
My
the boys.
Right, exactly. That's it. We them boys. Okay.
That's
But
what they
here's the
said all
thing.
that's what they said all season.
Come Sunday afternoon, you better be men. Because if you're not, and Brian, if you will allow me,
Go ahead.
it's very rare that I see speak on behalf of another team, but if you will allow me,
Go
I
ahead.
would remind the Dallas Cowboys that Jimmy Garoppolo was playing injured
Yep.
and still was able to beat an NFC West opponent to get the job done. See, Jimmy G recognizes what is needed to advance. Okay, Elijah Mitchell understands what lay before him. Now, you want to talk a running matchup? That is
Preach.
what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what Elijah Mitchell does to that Dallas defense. And then, let's not forget Deebo Samuel.
Oh.
Deebo Samuel, you don't know what he's going to line up as.
Mm-hmm.
He might line up as an outside receiver, a slot receiver, a running back, a scat back. He might wind up and do some wildcat and throw the ball. You don't know where Deebo Samuel is going to be.
You saw it
But
yesterday.
Trayvon Diggs is defensive player of the year.
Okay.
Bullshit.
All right. Okay. Now here's the piece. That I haven't talked about, and this goes to
Eric, I'm losing you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there you are. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's a young man. Shout out to my man Mike Caratanudo for introducing me to this man from Arizona State University in the name of Brandon
Ayuk.
He's become a man in this past year for sure.
Exactly. And so what I say to Dallas fans is, please think that San Francisco is a road, because that's going to be the reason yo asses are sitting with all of us come Sunday night watching the game as opposed to preparing for the next round.
But Dak is the MVP of the season.
Bullshit. Yet again.
Okay.
You know what's
All right.
You know what's funny? I had a friend of mine say, and Cole, you heard me say this sentence.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend of mine post on Facebook this question, quote, "Is it time we label Brandon Ayuk a bust?" Close quote. Add to that, this fool, here I go with Aunt Esther, this fish-eyed fool said the 49ers didn't know how to use Brandon Ayuk, that the pick was a reach, and yet here we are in the postseason, and Brandon Ayuk, the last 9 games of the year, is one of the biggest reasons. I will make a 49er legend comparison, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I compare Brandon Ayuk to John Taylor.
John Taylor.
I compare Brandon Ayuk to John Taylor. And for those of you that are old school, you know where I'm going. But for those of you just coming into the program, listen carefully. When the 49ers drafted John Taylor out of Delaware State University in 1986, you know where he started doing? Punt returns.
Yep.
He was a punt. He was a punt returner before they made him, and he was a punt returner his entire career before they turned him into one of the most dangerous slot receivers ever. He was a punt returner.
All right.
The most critical move that Kyle Shanahan made this year to get Brandon Ayuk on the field, he made him a punt returner.
All right. I've had my fun. It's time to be serious.
Let's go.
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Let's go.
I'm sick of these Cowboys fans lauding over our heads. They scored 56 points. Look how they did it. They scored 51 points. Look how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cowboys fan, they did this, scoring 56 points at home with the Washington football team being their opponent. And as for the 51 they put up on the Eagles, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, most of the players on both offense and defense were second string.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So do not tell me that the Cowboys are the best team in NFL, which I did see on social media this morning.
I did too.
Because they rule the NFC East. It does not mean they're a better team in the NFL because last I checked, the opponent I thought you were going to have, but you lucked up and didn't, was the Cardinals,
Mm-hmm.
who they headed to your lunch in Jerry
Man,
World.
they punched the
Yeah.
Cowboys in the stomach.
They aren't nearly the tough, rugged team
Mm-mm.
that you're going to face of the 49ers come Saturday and come Sunday.
Ooh-wee.
When you face this effort, understand this. And I say this not with a hatred toward the team,
Mm-hmm.
but with disdain toward the fan base,
Yeah.
because you're absolute rose, or in this case, blue and silver colored glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're dealing with an outfit that is more physical, more determined, hungrier, and more man than yours.
And you know what?
It's
Let me. We'll close with that point, but I'm gonna add a couple. I'm gonna add a couple more.
Let me add
Uh,
one more really quick,
Go
Brian.
ahead, Eric. Go ahead.
This is the last thing that I want to say about this matchup, and more
Mm-hmm.
importantly about Dallas. It's great. It's great that you finished 6-0 in the division.
Mm-hmm.
It's great
right,
that you did that,
Mm-hmm.
right.
but that's not the reason why you're going to win a Super Bowl. That's not the reason why you're going to be successful. If you continually do what you've continually done,
Mm-hmm.
your end result is going to be sitting at home with the rest of us.
Yep.
For
So,
the 26th year in a
In
row.
a row.
yeah.
In a row. Okay. And I fully count on Mike McCarthy depending on Dak Prescott instead of the person you need to depend on, which is, say it with me, gentlemen, follow the bouncing ball, Ezekiel
Ezekiel Elliott.
Elliott.
Yep.
That's right. Keep denying your most talented player on the team. Like what the Colts did yesterday. Keep
Ooh,
denying
Mm.
your
went
best
there.
Yep.
player of the team
Yep.
because you will sit at home. Just like the Colts are doing today, you'll be joining them next week.
After the
And you can rave
49ers
about,
come to
yeah,
Dallas and punch y'all in the mouth.
and you can rave about Dak throwing 400 yards. You
Mm-hmm.
can rave about the wonderful receivers, Gallup and Lamb and Cooper, all you want. But if you don't feed the beast, you're going to be hibernating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a position that you've been accustomed to since 1997. Get used to it.
Eric Wilson joining us here on the program as we do a quick preview of the Cowboys and the 49ers from Dallas on Sunday. And Eric, I got to have you back later this week when we do all of the previews for
Oh,
Wild Card Weekend.
yes, sir. My pleasure. I'd love to. I'd
I
love to.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Eric Wilson,
And
the
good
man
luck to
in.
your Eagles, sir.
Yes,
Yes, thank
indeed.
you, Cole.
Yes, indeed.
Good luck to your 49ers. Trust me, we'll be cheering
Thank you.
for each other.
You better
I'm,
believe it.
I, I'm working on trying to get my presence into Raymond James Stadium. I'll keep you updated.
Oh, man.
Love it. Love it because Eric and I made a prediction that we're standing on. Eagles and
Yes.
49ers for the NFC
NFC
Championship.
Championship.
And it would indeed take place in Santa Clara. Don't care where it would take place. As long as it's the Eagles and the 49ers, I'm getting
Don't care.
all the snacks I can lay my hands on. And my wife and I are going to be hidden away watching the Eagles and the 49ers play for the NFC Championship. I cannot wait for it to happen. I cannot wait to see the Eagles go to Tampa and punch Tom Brady in the lips. I can't wait. And that's another. Let me stop. I'll do it second. I'll do it second half of the show. Joe Simpson will come on in just a moment to talk dogs and Tide. Eric, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, as always, much love to both you and Cole, gentlemen. Great show. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Ooh, Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy, you stupid one-trick pony.
Mm.
You stupid fool. You really think that we're going to show you how to effectively run the ball, part one, and part two, in case you didn't watch Sunday, stick with the run. Because the 49ers had every reason in the first half to abandon the run. They had every reason to abandon the run. They didn't. 10 of their first 11 plays in the second half were. I'm sorry, Cole. Can you help me out? What were 10 of the first 11 plays in the second half?
They were run plays.
Yeah, they were run plays. On the drive where they made it a 7-point game, the only pass wasn't even thrown by Garoppolo. It was thrown by Deebo Samuel.
Yep.
So, yeah, about that. About the Rams stopping the 49ers. Oh, remember 2 years ago, I was on assignment, so I couldn't watch the 49ers-Rams game. I remember my partner, one of my best friends, and my buddy, Cole Johnson, shooting me a message while I was driving home to Henderson, North Carolina from Durham, saying the following, quote, "Now that's how you do a scoring drive, a game-winning scoring drive."
Mm-hmm.
Close quote. Well, Los Angeles Rams, Dallas Cowboys, pay attention because the oft-injured Mr. Garoppolo led a key scoring drive Sunday, not once, but twice. In the Rams' house, mind you.
Yeah. That's the key right there. Did it in the Rams' home crib. And what
twice.
makes it even
Twice.
Yeah.
Once in the fourth quarter and once in overtime.
And once in overtime.
And that's the second game-winning scoring drive the second game-winning drive in overtime that Garoppolo has led this year. The other one in Cincinnati.
So, but the other one was on the road too, and that also should unnerve a few people too, especially the playoff pool, because you know the 49ers record, they ended up being 10-7.
Mm-hmm.
6 of those wins came on the road. So
yep.
What did I say to you all about the 49ers? That they are a team where their offense and defense can travel?
Mm-hmm.
There isn't a place that will scare them. There isn't one. Not SoFi, as they proved yesterday. Not Jerry World. Not Raymond James, and certainly not Lambeau.
Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to seeing how they treat the Cowboys, because I really believe they're going to be more man than them and more physical than them. And I'm not saying this because I'm talking to a 49ers fan. I'm saying it because I'm talking to a football fan, because he sees what I see.
Mm-hmm. You're talking to a football fan, a man that has studied the game, didn't play the game, but studied it. And I continue to study it. These are the playoffs. You got to be a man in the playoffs, and the Cowboys aren't. I said it, and I meant it. I said it and meant it.
The sooner the Cowboys realize what type of team they are, the better they'll be.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't realized it yet, so they won't realize it in one game in 1 week. But they'll get reminded of what they should be.
Mm-hmm. You know, besides Tom Landry, you know the best coach in Cowboy history? Jimmy Johnson. Because he ran the damn ball a lot. You have
I'm about to say, he loved to run the ball. Loved to run it, yes.
I mean, you had the triplets. They're all Hall of Famers, but Jimmy knew where his bread was buttered. Mm-hmm. Behind that offensive line.
Yep, that offensive line, blocking them holes for number 22, and then everything else sprung from that.
Yep, everything sprung from that. Especially when you have a tight end like, Jay Novacek. When you have a fullback who should be in the Hall of Fame by the name of, what's his name? Darryl Johnston, a.k.a. the Moose.
The Moose.
Moose. I'm gonna get a jersey of both Emmett and Darryl Johnson. I may not have liked the Cowboys in the 90s, but I respect the hell out of them for the way they were built. Okay? And my other favorite Cowboy running back, Tony Dorsett.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Tony Dorsett. Tony Dorsett.
One of my favorite players ever. That's the thing. I don't really hate the players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate the players. I don't hate the organization. It's just the fandom that
The
just turns
fandom
me off.
pisses me off. Okay?
Yeah.
And the 49ers are going to march to Dallas and sock them in the mouth. Hard. They're going to sock them in the mouth.
And the thing is, the 49ers don't have to drum up anger to do it. This is just
Nope.
their natural.
This is
natural.
This is natural. This is natural. We ain't seen the Cowboys in the playoffs since 1994, which was at a windswept, rain-soaked Candlestick Park. Y'all remember what happened, okay?
Yep.
You throw it outside, Eric Davis picks it off, takes it the distance, and the 49ers were on their way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened to open the game.
Man, that was a good game.
A pick six to open the game. I
That
doubt
was
that
a
will
good
happen, but you know what will happen? Eli Mitchell running it right down their throat. Eli Mitchell pounding them. And we spoke of running backs.
Yes, sir.
Kyle Juszczyk.
I think he's going to get some use in this game because I believe he's going to be opening up some holes from one Mr. Elijah Mitchell, and get a couple of carries and something, a couple of receptions.
And do you know the best part about all this? You know who we haven't mentioned?
See, he wears 85.
Mm-hmm.
He plays tight end. He fancies himself to be a sixth offensive lineman. Yes, one Mr. George Kittle, which I have to say, the only answer they may have for him is Micah Parsons. But even he will get an education with in dealing with Mr. Kittle.
Man, if the 49ers strike first on Sunday, and you can't have, wait a minute, I'm giving away too much. Let me go to a break. All right. We got a little, college football has a little unfinished business to take care of called the SEC Championship. I'm sorry, the National Championship.
Oh,
and I have a Bulldogs insider by the name of Joe Simpson who's going to help break it down. The second hour of Snowman in the Morning begins, I should say. Let me try that again, and I got the read in front of me. The second hour of Snowman in the Morning begins after this. Everyone knows what kindergarten is, but have you heard of kindergarten and transitional kindergarten? Virtual learning where you use a more